Hello, good Sunday evening. Let's get right to it. I see a few people on already. And Jose was the first. Jose was the first. You made it again. Brent Ferguson, Cliff D. Brent Ferguson, yes, I know what I broke. We don't blame you for that. I thought you broke a part. No. I can fix anything with a hammer and duct tape. Hey, Russ, even the software? I'll tell you what's going on. I put the, here, let me switch to this guy here. I put the beacon probe on here. Who's texting me right at the beginning of my show? Do I want anything special for dinner? No, thank you. You choose. Oh no. I could get, who knows what I could get. Anyways, I put the beacon probe on right here, the beacon probe. I added the beacon probe software. Then I saw some updates. And I thought, yeah, let's just do all the updates. Did all the updates. Now I'm kind of bricked. Okay, I'm in a text message conversation. Okay, there we go. So I'm kind of bricked. Stop. Okay, okay. So where I'm at is right, no, not there, but right here. MCU RPI, unable to connect. So it's something to do with my RPI, but well, let me first of all say that I spent a bit of last night and a lot of today. I started from scratch. I recompiled the firmware, period. I reflashed the board. I recompiled the firmware in the Raspberry Pi, and it's still not working. Then I did my updates, yada, yada, yada. So I've got my MCU serial number in here. I've got my beacon, everything in here works fine, blah, blah, blah. I save and reset, and I get, it's going to attempt to start up. It freezes right here for a bit, and then it comes into that other message that we just saw, the MCU issue. So I don't know what I did. I didn't really plan on streaming about my 2.4 tonight. I kind of planned on bringing the K1 up onto the table and working on it. But I thought if anybody at the beginning of the stream has any ideas as to what I might have done, what I did is I went in and did all these updates. Okay, so everything's up to date in the firmware right now. What's going to happen in probably 10, 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, this is going to turn to that MCU error. And I have researched and looked and pounded my head and done everything I could possibly think of to figure out why I'm getting that error. And I cannot get rid of this error. That's going to turn to that red error message in a bit. If I do firmware restart, whatever, I've shut down my firmware, I've rebooted it, I've reflashed it, I've done everything I could think of possible. So with that said, this guy, there we go. Yeah, with that said, I think I'm just going to shut the door on this for now, because as I say, this was not intended to be a stream to help me try to comment out ADXL. Really? So you think the ADXL might have something? Okay, you know what? Let's spend a few minutes on taking a couple suggestions and try. I was warned a while back that if I update the Clipper firmware on my Vorons, that I was going to have an issue getting them started again. I don't remember why, but I'm not one to give up. But I'm also not one to bore everybody with. Yeah. Did you recheck the device ID? It may change between compiles. I did. I'll show you exactly what I did, and I think I did it right. I went into. Let me minimize this. Actually, let me get into here. Let me go to the printer config file. Okay, so what I did was I went in here. I copied this line right here. Okay, I copied that to get my serial numbers. Then we opened PuTTY. There we go. So let's log in. We go 10.0.0.239. Okay, then we log in as Pi, Raspberry, and we paste that line in here. And there's my serials. So we have our beacon serial, and we have our root serial, or whatever you want to call it. So I copied my serial right to there. Shift C. Came back in here, and just to make sure it copied properly, I deleted that, and then I Command paste the new serial number in, which should do it. I've gotten rid of the clicky probe and stuff because that's not valid anymore. I've even gotten rid of the NeoPixel config because I haven't got my NeoPixel config file in here yet. And then we did a save and restart, and we're going to come up with the same thing. It's going to pause on this screen for a fair bit, and then it is going to go back to that MCU error. So that is what I've tried so far. Comment out MCU RPI. Yes, I believe I've done that too. So if we go into the printer config, and if I comment out MCU RPI, so comment this whole line out, you think, like this. So we comment that out, save and restart. We're getting an error now that unknown pin chip RPI. And so I'm pretty sure the unknown pin chip command is coming from, it needs to know a pin where it's getting for the RPI. So I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like it's very, very annoying. And ADXL. Okay, so we'll comment out the ADXL as well, as what you're saying. Okay, so let's have a look. So go to the ADXL, my ADXL lines, these ones. So we can comment out ADXL as well. And go like so. Save and restart. And we're going to get that same error. Oh, no, we're not. But we're going to get an MCU error again. No matter which one. It's the same message that we're getting on the machine screen as well. So what else are we going to see? Let's see what else you guys are saying. Did I just close my... I think I just closed... Hang on. Man, oh man. What is going on? Oh, okay. Ignore me. Okay. Leave. There we are. Okay. I somehow I dragged my StreamYard to another window. Under the MCU section, there's a space in before, under the MCU section in dev serial by ID, there's a space before the rest of it. I think you need to remove that space. Okay, let me check. It could be, I'm hoping it's something as simple as that. Okay, under the MCU section, there's a space before it. You mean right here? Okay, oh, and right here, there's a space right here. This space should be okay here, so we'll put that in. Let's see if that was it, a simple matter of a space. Okay, unknown object config. Okay, so we're making a little bit of room here. Hang on, let me, I want to pop out the chat here. Give me 1 second. Where is my YouTube? I got to pop out the chat so I can see the chat while I'm working on this. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to pop the chat window way over here, and I'm going to drag the chat window big before the USB. Hey, PF Dennis, and if you guys have popped in and I haven't said hi yet, forgive me. we're just working on a little issue here. So, okay, so we popped out the chat. Here we go. Okay, so we got a new error now. Basically, unknown config object ADXL 345, which is getting us somewhere. So actually, I could probably bring that back in because we do have an ADXL 345 hooked up to the Raspberry Pi. So let's see if we get a different error now. And it's going to be the same one probably. No, unknown pin chip RPI. Okay, so that did come from the ADXL 345. Okay, so maybe I need to basically comment all this out for now, and then we'll worry about that after. Yeah, that's what DeathCube just said. Look at that. Okay, now we'll save and restart. Now that we've commented out everything to do with ADXL, please start up. There we all looked at it work. It did work. Okay. Okay, well, that's a good thing. So now, see what cool heads do when you put them together? Appreciate this. So, hey, this is great. Okay, so then what was the ADXL 345 problem? Let's not worry about that. Let's, for a second, let's go ahead and just make sure. No, that's not what I want. I want a beacon query. I want to query my beacon. Does that sound nasty? I want to query my beacon. Unknown query beacon. Did I spell query wrong? Beacon query. Okay, helps if I do it right. Beacon query. Okay, so we got the beacon. So the beacon is reading. That's good. Okay. So the beacon is reading. We've got the beacon on. That's getting poops. So we got the beacon reading. Now, because we've got all of our beacon section covered in here, now we just need to figure out what's going on with the so we had to comment out MCURPI, but yet we cannot get the ADXL working, even though the ADXL is hooked up right now. So I just have to worry about, I'll worry about the ADXL after. So not a big deal. If it ain't broke, don't update it. Yeah, Brent. You know what? I updated it on the Rat Rig, did all the updates on Rat OS, and everything worked fine. So I thought, oh, let's just try it on this. It's got to work. They've got to have fixed any of the bugs in it by now. Oh no, I tell you. Okay, so we don't need to we can get rid of all those things because we're not using Clicky Probe anymore, and the Auto Z config is going to be done with the Beacon Probe. I think you might need to update your Linux process and Clipper make menu config. Really? Okay, let's go have a look. Clipper make menu config. CD Clipper. No, CD Clipper. Oops. Make menu config. Oh no, how do I do that? You update your Voron 2.4 every time you use it. Yeah. Oh, maybe I got to do Clipper. How do I get to the make menu config? Unless it's a major fix. Yeah, I'm learning my lesson, you know. Menu config. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. So you're saying I might need to update Linux process. Enable processor. Oh, I'm not online. No, hang on. Escape out of that. I don't want that. Processor speed. Should this be down? Should this be on Linux? Right now I'm on. What am I on? Let's see. Why am I on the AT Mega? This should be on Linux, shouldn't it? Is that right, that should be on Linux process? Or should it be on STM32? My keyboard's lagging here a bit. Is my keyboard batteries dead? Did my keyboard batteries just die? My keyboard's not working. Oh, there we are. Why is there such a delay? Nothing's working. Is anything working here? What is going on? Am I still live? I think I am. I think, I don't know, should it be Linux processor? Because it was at this one here. It was at the STM32. Based on the instructions that I was reading is where it was. But I seem to have a lag in my computer right now for some reason. But I can change this to Linux if need be. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. But everything else seemed to be. See, this clock reference is supposed to be 12. That's the proper processor. STM, or is it? Let me double check. I think maybe I had to reset all this stuff. This should be 32F44.6. 32F44.6. That should be this one. Okay, 30 bootloader. I think that's correct. And then 12 kilohertz communication USB, PA11, PA12, and everything else is correct in here. So let's go ahead and save this. So we're going to quit, and we're going to save and do a yes. And then let's go ahead and restart this. Or I think I have to actually reboot it. Yeah, it's recompiling right now. That's why it's taking a second. Okay, let's do a refresh here. There we go. Man. Okay, this is good. Now, can I turn on? Let's see what happens if I go ahead and activate the ADXL. So if I go ahead and activate these guys, save and restart, see if I still get that same error. Yeah, so there's something going on with the ADXL. Unknown pin chip RPI. Okay, fair enough. CS pin RPI none. Okay. Well, we will worry about the ADXL at a later time, I suppose. For now, I'm going to stand it back up. So that is obviously the issue with that. So, okay, so there we are. Okay. I'm going to, for now, that's just all software. So for now, I'm going to close this up really quick here and stand it up. The ADXL is all software because the wire is connected into the Raspberry Pi where it's always been. The ADXL has always been working. So it's just a matter of, there's something I need to configure in there, obviously, in order to get that working. So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out after. That's going to be nothing to do with inside the actual printer here. So inside the electronics. So I can close this bay up, stand it up. That's why I like the inverted electronics too. But I'm not about to tear this printer apart. This printer's been working really good, and all I wanted to do was put a beacon probe on it. So may just be an extra space where it shouldn't be. Yeah. Clipper documentation, resonance compensation. Yep, I just got to go, exactly. I just got to go over all the documentation. I probably, because I reinstalled and reflashed everything, I probably just have to simply do, I probably just have to SSH in and do something and edit a command or add something. So I'm just shooting in the dark. But forgot the RPI portion. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, maybe that's it. Let me try that when I get this all screwed back in. I'm just going to screw this up and screw this up. I've already screwed it up enough. I'm just going to screw this in and stand it up. This one screw's really crooked. Come on. You are way out of whack. Oh, there we go. If I just do that. There we are. Don't you actually enable the Pi's config to allow comms with sensors? You may as well be speaking German to me. I don't know what you mean. Anyways, let me just get this stood up. Oh, and remember my display went out? Silly me. My display went out on this little display. It unplugged inside for some reason. So, okay, let's just get this. Just get her stood up. And we are good. So let's go ahead and try what you were saying there. Hey, Nuno Vincent. Let's go back to the display. Always freaks me out when I do that. Go back into here and we'll just try, yeah, because when we uncommented that, we didn't uncomment the MCU RPI. That might be an issue though. So let's just see. Let's go ahead and do this. And let's save and restart. And if we get the error, we know exactly where the error is. Yeah, that's so that MCU RPI is giving us an issue. The Pi has to talk to the beacon and the ADXL. They are usually different addresses on the 12C interface. Hi, Sergio, did I break something? I'm always breaking something. Okay, so yeah, I agree with you, Tez. It's probably something to do with the beacon. So we're going to we'll just comment these sections out again for now. Because when we do that, everything else works. I can work the beacon, and I'll worry about the ADXL 345 at another time. So as we said here, we do the beacon query, and the beacon is there. So now if we go ahead and look at the rest of the quick start for the beacon, okay, we need to basically set the Z offset with the beacon. Okay, so we're gonna calibrate the beacon here. You can always use a USB ADXL. Yes, and it's funny you say that because I happen to have. Where's the I got. Oh, that's why that chat window is way too wide. How do I narrow it? There we go. Because I happen to have this guy. Portable input shaper. Okay. And this is, and I can put this on here. And this is basically it's an ADXL with a USB-C. So I could replace it with that. This is a FizeTech portable input shaper. So I could use that, which probably will. That way I can leave the cable running permanently. But for now, let's go ahead and so what it says here, home the machine in X and Y. So G28XY. So let's go ahead and make sure that's going to work. We're going to give you guys, let's go ahead and look at this camera so you can kind of see the machine, but I'm going to move it so you can see it even better. I think I'm going to. Oops. Of course, I go ahead and I select the wrong camera to move. That's the one. And you don't want a close-up of me, trust me. There we go. Okay. So G28XY. What didn't it do? Homing failed due to printer shutdown. Of course. Timer too close. This often indicates host computer is overloaded. Check for other processes consuming executive CS. Why am I doing this? Firmware restart. I don't have the beacon with the integrated ADXL on this one, That's on the rat rig. Okay, it didn't like something it's doing here. Okay. This is not meant to be a stream about this printer. This was supposed to be totally different. Hey, Shadell. So something happened, something overloaded. I got an error I've never seen. I'm going to have to put this aside, I think, and then just maybe we'll do another stream. We'll just pretend that I just finished building it and we will install everything from scratch. Anyways, let's just see what happens when we start up here again. So we're here. I do not like that layout. I prefer to see console, control, cross. So we're going to home X and we're going to see what happens. And it's going to crash again probably. Let's have a look. Yeah, so here's what's happening. So something's going on. It says MCU shutdown, timer too close. This often indicates the host computer is overloaded. Check for other processes consuming excessive CPU time, high swap speed, high swap usage, disk errors, overheating, unstable voltage, or similar system problems on the host computer. Oh, I wonder if because I reloaded everything, I wonder if I had made changes to my motors, to my motor currents and stuff. Jeez. I wonder if I go in here, printer config, I wonder if I made changes to my motors. No, because this is my original file. This is my original, this is my backup config file that I use. So all these steppers and everything should be the same. Okay. Might be a single board, but the two chips have a different address on the two ICU buses. That's again, So it could be something to do with me plugging the beacon in, basically. I don't get it. This is above my pay grade right now. So rather than me get too frustrated, I am going to it starts up fine, but I just can't do anything with it. Yeah, home Y. Yeah, get the same error. Yeah. Yeah, so there's something going on. Something is overloaded. Either that or I've screwed up some wiring somewhere while I was doing this. We just don't know. Am I getting notification that the RPI is throttled, overheating, or undervalued? No, nothing. No notifications of that of any kind. No. No. No, there's no CAN bus in there. No CAN bus. What if I undervolted? I'm going to just quickly go in just for poops and giggles. And I'm going to comment out beacon just for fun. I just want to see something. Okay. So if I do that, now if I try to home, no, same thing. Because there's something going on. So let's just, for now, it's too much to look into at this point in time, and I did not want to do this. So we're just going to shut this down. This is not what the stream was supposed to be about, and I apologize. And I've already wasted a half hour of the stream on it. I will look into this further. I'll look into this further another time. But for now, I want to kind of get to the original thing that I was going to do tonight. So let's just maybe do that. This has got me mystified. And again, I'm just going to do some Googling on it. I'm going to unplug the beacon. I'm going to go back to the way it was, pretend the beacon probe's not on there, and see if the issue is still there. If the beacon probe is causing the issue, see if I can get it back to the way it was, which, pre-beacon. And if I still have some error, it could be that I screwed something up while I was installing that. So could very well be, but I don't want to waste too much time on it tonight. I was not expecting that to happen. I didn't even want this printer on the bench to start the stream, but I thought, what the heck, I'll just ask the question. Okay. Something's definitely going on with this, but it's got the same printer config and the initial printer config that it had before. So I'm not sure what that's all about. So I'm going to pull I'm going to drop this off the bench. I'm not going to drop it off the bench. Hang on, let me switch to this camera. I'm not going to drop it off the bench, I promise. I'm going to gently set it down, and I will work on this during the week and see if I can't figure it out. Okay, where do you want to go? Here, we'll put you right here. And I'm going to bring this up on the bench. With this box, because it's what I want to do. Hello, anybody still there? Okay. This could be fun. It's been so long since this has been up here that I got dust on top. What is that off of? Oh, you're still there. Hey, Jose. It's just everybody got quiet. Okay. I need a smaller Lazy Susan for you. So let's try this again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dwight 3D. My name is Tim. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday night. Tonight, we're going to have a look. Joseph Jolly. Tonight, we're going to have a look at the Creality K1. This is the original K1. Yes, it is. And I took advantage of the $1.99 or $2.99. I guess they want to call it they call it a 3-piece Vanguard set plus Hyper PLA filament K1 power boost kit. In other words, we screwed up on the initial hot end and an extruder, and we're going to give you something to replace it with. And here's a free roll of filament for your troubles kit. I think that's what it is. I haven't used this in a long time. So if we open this guy up, let's get the close-up shot of this. Oh, it's a little too close. Look at that. A little too close. Reboot. Yeah, reboot. So we open it up. We get a spool of Hyper Series PLA printer filament, a whole kilogram. That's their sorry we screwed up thing. And then we get the K3 piece, 3-piece Vanguard set. Be careful, don't do an Uncle Jesse. What's an oh, the glass. Oh, the door. Is that what you're talking about? Then we have this piece here. So there we go. There's my recycle pile over there. See if I can make this shot work. So straight out of Voron and back into Creality. That's okay. We'll get that 2.4 working. It's just software. It's all it is software issues. So don't worry, it'll be fine. Now there's no instructions in with this kit. So we're just going to be winging it. There we go. Okay. So if we open this kit, let's get this light out of your way. This comes with I haven't opened this yet, so I wasn't even sure. Oh, you know what? I've got this overhead. What am I doing? Why not use my overhead camera? Here it is. There it is. Look at that. And I can zoom in for you. Hang on. I forgot I put that up. There you go. So this came, we popped the foam out. There's 3 pieces. So this comes with it looks like a new extruder. So we have a new extruder. And again, no instructions on this, and I've never taken this apart. It looks like a new hot end. They should have sent me 10 rolls, yeah. So we got a brand new hot end, new extruder, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a camera. Yeah, and a camera. A camera. Okay, so we have extruder, hot end, camera. We have a gasket of some sort here for the extruder. And then it looks like we have one screw, a bag with 1 screw. And is that it? And no instructions. They're figuring I'm smart enough to know what I'm doing here. Boy, are they in for a surprise. Where's the cover for that one? There was one. Wasn't one. Okay. Okay. Throw that over there. So, so these are the parts that we got. Okay. Wrong camera. What do I do with them? So there we go. So just a little better. There's the extruder. Came with a new extruder. Obviously, the one that's on it is terrible. So they got a new one there. We got the new hot end. Okay. And camera. There it is. Look at that nice little camera. There we go. Okay. That all, and a roll of their Hyper Series filament for a whole whopping $2.49. So who could say no to that deal? It's the man code. We don't need maps. It's the man code. We don't need maps or instructions. Oh yeah, good one. So no, I won't do, and I assume what you mean by what Uncle Jesse did was break this door. I'm not going to break the door. So I'm going to just set this up so we can get in, look at this together. So this guy right here, this will be the go-to camera for this. And then we'll move me right there. Look at that. And then we'll move this kind of right here. Okay, so in order to prevent this, I think what I'll do is take this glass off, because this only opens this far, and it's going to be a hindrance trying to get in and work on the hot end when the glass only opens that far. So I'm going to take this door off, and hopefully prevent any disasters. Okay, so we just don't want to lose any of these parts. So we're just going to grab a tray here. Okay. And we'll take them off one piece at a time. These have got rubber baby buggy bumpers on them. Okay. Carefully. Smart move, yes, because it's only 4 screws. And why aren't they? Why? There it is. That piece and this piece. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we'll move this aside where we can't drop it. So we have no door now. No door to knock off. Although how this is going to go back. Oh, I think that just sits in just like that in the top one. Okay, that should be pretty straightforward how to put that back together. Okay, good. Let me move this. See you. Okay, Jose, see you later. Take care. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to assume, and it's never good to assume, but we're going to have to take the hot end apart. I've never done this before. I don't have any instructions, but we don't need instructions, right? Okay, so how can I get you guys closer? I wonder if I were to move this over a bit and put it onto the overhead camera. Let's get the filament out of the way. I already have 3 rolls of their high-speed filament, so not like I need it anymore. Let's move these parts out of the way. Let's bring this a little closer. And then maybe my point here is that I could switch it to the overhead camera. The Uncle Tim moment. Yes. So I switch to this guy. And then if I kind of just go like that and no, there we go. And we're going to be working on in here. I don't know if that's a better view or not, but oh well. Kind of is what it is. I need to get the front cover off. So I need to figure out what's holding that on. Again, I've never had this apart before. So we have the extruder back here. Well, first of all, let's get rid of this PTFE tube. Of course, I've got filament in it. Can I move that over at all anymore? Can I move this? Don't be stubborn. Oh, this has turned out to be a terrible stream. Okay. So I'm going to pop off the PTFE tube here. That little blue guy out of there. Okay. Let's just get that out of my way. There's still filament in there, but I'll worry about that later, which means there's probably still filament in the hot end. Okay. So, okay. Mr. Extruder, how do we take you apart? There's 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on that side too. Yep. Okay, so methinks we're going to guess. So I'll pop this out. Let me see. I think this might be better. Hang on. There we go. That's a little better. I'm just making the assumption that these screws are holding the extruder in. I suppose I could look up online how to properly take this apart, but that kind of would take the fun out of it, I think. So on the other side, let's see. We've got a drag chain in the way, but there's one more screw right here. Looks like it's holding something in. It's kind of difficult to do and stream at the same time because that didn't do much. So we're going to go ahead and see what else I could possibly take out here. Okay. So let's lose the drag chain. Okay. And then we got a wire in there, so that'll be. Now we got to get this front cover off. Okay, so the front cover looks like there's a couple screws just down here, being held on by a couple screws down here. Those are going to be with. Those are going to be the 2 millimeters. Okay. Couple little guys. That's that side. And let's go down to this side. Whoop. And there's one on this side down near the bottom here too. I'm gonna have to get it from this angle. Just trust me, I'm getting that screw. Hard for you guys to see that, I know. Dang. Okay. And it's hard to get in here. Oh, I forgot there's no door. I keep forgetting there's no door and I'm coming in from the top. Okay, so that screw is out. So theoretically, I should be able to lift the cover off. No, of course not. Okay. What's holding you on? These top ones here, I bet. I'll bet it's this top one right here. Well, if it's not, we're just pulling a bunch of screws out for nothing. But that's okay. Okay. Let's hope I remember which goes where. No, that's nothing to do with the cover. Thanks for making this so easy, Creality. Ah, there we go. Ah, I had to just sort of snap it off. Okay, so let's just unplug the fan. There we go. Okay, so we finally got that off. It was just these two bottom screws, but I just had to kind of go in and just sort of separate it and pull it off. Teza, and Stephen Labatt, hey, we're just we put the 2.4 aside. We're just doing the upgrades on the Creality. They sent me. I purchased that $2.49 kit. We get a new hot end, new hot end, new nozzle, et cetera, and a new extruder. And so I'm just trying to figure out how to get this thing apart now. Really, is what I'm doing. Zoom this out a bit more. We don't need to be in that close. You guys be able to see what we're doing here. There we go. So I'm trying to figure out how to get all this off. So, man, there's a lot of screws, but I just don't know what's holding what in. Oh, sorry about that. Camera's a bit too close there. There we go. Okay. So, go read the instructions. Yeah, that would be the easy part of it, but that would be too easy. So let's just take this other little screw here off and see what it does. This one right here. Let's see if this loosens anything. Oh, that's tight. It's very tight. Oh, I wonder if that's supposed to come out. That's very tight. I want to get rid of this drag chain. It's a fair bit to disassemble, it seems to be, to get at all this. But as I say, I've never done this, so this is my first time. So I'm winging it. That should be the cover for the drag chain. There we go. It's got spring loaded. Okay, there we go. And that should be a pretty simple matter of unplugging this hole. Oh, that's coming right off the board. I don't want that. Oh, they got all that friggin' glue. They got all sorts of glue all over this thing to hold it in, which I don't like, the hot glue, although I guess for shipping and all that crap it's okay, but come on, get out of there. There we are. Okay, so the drag chain's out of the way, so that all just plugs right into the front here. Not a problem. Okay, those springs do not lose, so let's pop them out, because with my luck, I will lose those. Just put them in the bottom here. There we go. That stuff's all in the bottom. Matter of fact, if we take a magnet and use a magnet to hold it all together, they won't roll anywhere. Little tips and tricks that you ought to know. So we'll get rid of that drag chain out of the way. Now, just need to figure out how to get in to get the extruder out. This is a bit high for me too. I think I'm going to get rid of the Lazy Susan. Give me a sec here. It's more of a hassle than it's worth right now. There we go. I'd rather just have this on the bench like so, and then just turn it by hand as needed. Because I got to get my belly in here, and the Lazy Susan's interfering with my belly space. Okay, so now this extruder comes off somehow. Cover, I don't want to break that. Okay, I think I do need to remove this little screw here. Translation, too much work. Yeah, tell me about it. But I'm kind of stuck with fixing this printer if I want it to work. There we go. Okay. I don't know if that one is supposed to come out, but that's going to be either a big mistake or it's going to be the right screw to take out. So let's just try it. Okay. Keep that up there. That doesn't seem to want to. Oh, there we go. So that does snap off. So that cover just kind of fits. I see there's two little holes there. Right there. That cover just kind of snap fits on top. Okay, so there we go. There's that cover. There's our extruder. And I did loosen the extruder off. But let's see. Is there any other screws holding it in? Nope. Kind of just slides in like so. Okay. I still have filament in the hot end. Doesn't matter. The whole hot end's coming out anyways as well. Okay, so there we go. Extruder's hanging down. And it's back, plugs into the back of that main board. Jeez. So what we have here. So what I got to do here. So we got the extruder off, which plugs into the board in behind. So I've got to take all these boards off too. It figures. Okay. There's one screw. Don't fall. Okay, two. Looks like the top are the silver on top, although I don't think it matters. And this should drop the whole board assembly. Okay, it did. Okay, so under here we have We have the control board fan, which is in from behind, and then we have the whole control board assembly. And the extruder is, I got to keep careful because those top two are holding the fan in. And then there's the extruder motor, which they've given us a new one, or a new extruder. So the motor is going to stay the same, but we're going to be putting a new extruder on it. Sorry for the bad focus there. Matter of fact, I'm going to... The reason for the bad focus is we're too close. We're just going to back this up over here now. There we go. Gives me more room, and it gives you guys a better view of what's going on here. So there we go. So we just took this off, the extruder motor and the extruder. We're going to replace it with the new extruder they gave us. Now we just got to figure out how to get this hot end off. There's the heat sink. So it looks like there's a screw on this side and a screw on this side holding the whole heat sink assembly in. Wow, that is that's a lot to take a hot end apart. So it looks like I'm going to guess this screw here. I'm going to guess. Yeah, and you guys are all probably saying the same thing I'm thinking. Good luck getting it put back together. Knowing which screws went where. That didn't seem to do squat. But there's another screw up top. So now on this side, there's another screw right here. I know my head's in the way. Okay, that's the shorter of the two. Did that do anything to pop the hot end out? Nothing. Nothing. Is there something underneath? Okay, well, there's one more screw. Let's just take out all the screws that I can see. One more screw right here. That's a coarse threaded one. That did nothing. What the heck are they holding in then? Oh, I see. And there's two in the front. I missed those. I wonder if that's all I had to do was these two. Probably. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well, at least I'm taking screws out. It's like playing a puzzle when I go to put it back together. Those two and... Nope, that's still not it. There's four screws here, but they're holding everything onto the carriage. There's got to be something underneath. Oh, man. There's not. From behind? Are you kidding me? Okay, well, let's take those other screws out. See what these do. They were loose. Still nothing. Okay. Last two. Oh, they took the belts off. Great. Okay, so those two took the belts off, which is not a big deal. I could get those belt ones back on, tension them. Okay, so that just want to get the hot end out. And I don't see any more screws. What's under the silicone sock? Hey, Andrew Humphrey. Under the silicone sock is just, I believe, the nozzle. Let's just see. Let's pull it off. If there's screws under there, I'll scream. Come on. There's under the silicone sock. Sounds like a movie, Under the Silicone Sock. Here, let me give you some light too, so you can actually see what's going on in there. There's a bit of light. Oh, okay. There's two screws holding the hot end in here. Is that the way that this other one's going to have to go back in? Where did I even put it? I am losing it, people. I am losing it. I can't find the new hot end they gave me. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Yeah, it looks like it's just those two. Looks like it's just going to be those two screws that hold the hot end in right there on the underneath the sock and the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to put this belt back on. Didn't have to take the belt off, but look, you live and learn, right? I've never taken this apart before, so we'll put the belt back on. Okay. Well, I know how to take the belt off now. Although, you know, a smart person might have looked at that and said, oh, that's holding the belts on. Don't touch that. So obviously those screws were holding the heat sink in. I can put that back. Well, I'll just put the rest of the screws back in a bit. So obviously I need a short, tiny hex key to fit in there. Where's my whereas? Where have my whereas gone? Here we are. And I think it's going to be this one. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's puny. Don't drop. There goes the whole thing. Okay, so the heat sink was being held in. Okay, and then there's two more screws. Okay, so there's the whole unit came out. So I can unplug the hot end. It's going to go in. Hopefully I can remember where everything plugs in. But they got that stupid plastic stuff in here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Shut down, Putty. I don't need you anymore. Okay, so they got the dumb plastic stuff that I have to basically cut off. Or just crack. It's all dried out anyways. Okay. Man, I just don't want to crack separate the actual pin board from the pins, the electronic doomer thingy. So I'm going to try and get some of this plastic crap off this glue. It doesn't even look like glue stick. I don't know what they've done, but let's see if I can separate that now. Man, they glue that in there freaking tight. What is it? What did they use on that? Look at that crap. Oh, just broke my fucking fan. Oh, damn it. Did I break my fan? No, I guess I didn't. Damn it. Holy crap. I should have just sent a whole new unit there. That's unplugged finally. Jeez. So that is that's probably the thermistor I just unplugged. And then there's the hot end. Holy crap. Look at all this crap they put on here. Heck. It's worse than glue stick, whatever this is. Or worse than hot glue. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. Okay, so now, does the hot end unscrew from this, or do we have two more screws that I'm not seeing? It has to, oh, it has to unscrew. Or does it? No, it doesn't screw in. It looks like it's just pressed in. Okay. Let's see. Might have to heat it up. Oh, there's a set screw. There it is. I see it. Okay. Just have to open my eyes. There it is. There. Okay. So there's the old one out. Focus. Okay. Old one out. Now we got to figure out how to put this all back together. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll take the new hot end, take the sock off. Totally different alloy too. Like if you look at the new one's got the sock on it. It's copper. It looks more coppery. The wires look a little bit more, yeah. So anyways, coppery. Technical terms. So we'll take the sock off. It's not easy. Come on. Don't want to rip it. Duct tape. There we go. Okay, sock is off. And let's see. Yeah, they've totally redesigned. If you look at that's new. That's the old. So they've totally redesigned. Look where the thermistor's gone. Oh no, or is that the heat? That's a hot end heater. That's the heater. So they've totally redesigned that hot end. So yeah. Okay. Now which way was front? I'm going to assume Creality is front, so this is going to be back. The heat sink goes in. No, I just got to figure out how this went back in. This actually went in when I go to put it back. It's got to be this way and this way. So that is sitting up just like that. So this is the front. So this is the front. And that's the front right there. Okay. So we'll snug this in. Okay. There we go. The PTFE is going to sit in here, right there. Okay, that can come in. Oh, that can come in after the fact. Good. So now, back to the board. I'm going to use this one screw. Oh, come on. I keep pushing that fan. I think we're still good. I think we're still okay. Okay. Okay, going like this. So we have heater cartridge. Man, this is okay. Let's not worry about it. Heater cartridge is a small guy. Okay. Thermostat. Okay. They're both plugged back in. So for this, I now need freaking fan screw. This is really, this takes patience. And that's going to go back on like that. Okay. That just lost way back there. Here we go. Okay. So this is going to come back in here. Okay, we have 2 screws to hold that in the top. I believe they were. No, it wasn't that one. These ones. This one. Okay. And this one. Okay. I should put the sock back on now. Oh, I think those wires should have come around from the other side. I'm not sure. I think, yeah. I think this one needs to come around from this side. I don't know, because that's going to plug in here. Okay. So if the sock Oh, forgot. Damn it. I'm going to screw that up through there. Almost forgot these ones. Nobody was going to tell me, were you? Hey, Richard McLean. Okay. That's on. Now I can put the sock back on. Like so. Now the control board should be able to go back on. Why do I think I'm missing a screw in here? I am missing a screw in here. This other belt screw. Right here. Okay. And there's the other one. Thought I was missing a screw. Okay, and one more to hold the control board and fan. If this actually works, I will be impressed myself, to be honest. Okay, now I need to put those screws back in that I took out of the side. Yeah, these two, I don't need those out. These two. They didn't have to come out. I'm not sure what they do. Unless they hold the brass bushing on that rod in. That's probably exactly what they do. They don't seem to serve any other purpose. Okay. And then the other ones, I believe, are going to be doing the extruder. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and anybody tuning in, this is all being done winging it. I haven't looked at any instructions because I don't know if they have any instructions. There we are. So let's turn this light off. Right there, there we go. And am I zoomed all the way in on this camera? Yeah, I should lower that a bit too so I can get a better zoom. Anyways, that's okay. So we got a new extruder with it. So we're going to take this off the motor and put the new extruder on the motor. Hopefully. And then we got to figure out what this part I'm assuming is like a bushing or something that's going in between something. So let's take this one apart and see what it looks like. Where's my blue? My blue. My blue. Hey, Projects in Dad's Garage. I need to take a load off my feet for a minute. My back is getting a little bit sore. Okay, so let's pop this off. Here, maybe I can give you a better view of this. Will this be better? Let's see. Now that'll be a bit better. A little bright, isn't it? Hang on. There we go. So just pop the motor off. And we have the new extruder. It looks fairly different. They got a white top on it instead. Looks a little bit different on the side. I'm going to assume, because there's, again, no instructions, I'm going to make the assumption that this little gaskety piece came with it is just because really it makes sense that it fits right there. And for whatever reason, they've added that as a part that wasn't on the other one. So then we can now pop this in, get the gears lined up, pop that in, and screw this back together. Okay. Probably a shim. Okay. Very thin shim, but that's the only place that I could see it going, honestly. So I think I'm pretty safe in assuming that I put that back in the right spot. Okay, there's our extruder rebuilt. There's the old one. Outside, like visibly, there's not really any major difference that I'm seeing. I'm sure if I dwelled inside it and took it right apart, that we would see some differences inside. Well, there, we'll have a look inside and see what it looks like. That's the old one. So for some reason, they've decided to include a brand new one in that kit. So there's obviously an issue with this one. Okay, now that that's there, we're going to save you the hassle of me moving this camera while it's live, and we'll just move it while it's not live. And back into this view. There we go, and then we'll add the light. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, now we've got so many screws, and I got to try and figure out where they went. But let's go ahead and get the extruder back in place first anyways. Okay, so that's the top. The motor goes in here. The extruder wire plugged in. Where was the extruder? Oh, don't tell me the extruder was plugged in behind. It was plugged in behind here. Oh, I can probably still do it. Did I move that? Did I turn that the wrong way? Should I have turned that one more degree, one more turn on the motor? I think I should have. Or no, hang on, it goes in this way. What am I talking about? No, we're good. So this sits in just like that. This is going to come around and plug in here. Okay. So that sits in there like so. Okay, and we need some screws. What are these 3 screws for again? Okay, we'll figure it out in a minute. Didn't miss much, Brent. I'm just rebuilding this thing here. Here, let me enlighten you to this end here. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so we're just going to screw the extruder back on. Okay. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Damn. Oh, damn. Excuse me. It's what you get for winging it without instructions. Who can tell me what I forgot to do? And you can win a prize. The 2.4 is gone to the back burner because it is being a pain. I forgot to put the PTFE tube in. Forgive my head. Come on, where's the hole? There's that hole, and then there is that hole. There we go. PTFE tube. Not that it needed it, but probably doesn't hurt to have it. Cliff D, you win the prize. The prize is my admiration for getting the answer right. Okay, and then on the other side of this, let's just the other side of this. I'll just flip it real quick. There's just one more little M3 that's got to go in there. There it is. Oh, I was wondering what those other screws were for. They're for the door. I was thinking, man, there's a lot of extra screws here. This is just the... Okay, so now I need to figure out... I took a whole bunch of screws out for nothing. So, You're just gonna have to take my word for it that I'm putting some screws in, because I don't have a camera angle for the other side. So there's this one. I don't know what that does or doesn't do, but that's going to go in right there. Or maybe it's not. Was there nothing in there? Looks like that should be a countersunk, unless it's a longer one. Let's see, is that what this was for? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, that looks like it's another screw to hold the heatsink in place. There we go. Okay, and I think that's it for that side. Let's see, is there any more stray holes on this side? Yes, there's one more stray hole right there. It's a countersunk, but looks like a shorter one. So it must be this one. No, that's not going to fit. There's my lid screws. 1, 2. Okay. Where did this one go? I see where this one went. Okay. This one goes up in here, I think. No, I don't know if that's a screw hole. Must be. I'm sure that came out of there. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, you know what else I've got a couple other things here. That just seems really tight. Yeah, that's not right. This is a case where I wish I would have taken a picture before I took it apart. Because there's a hole right here, and I'm sure there was a screw that went in it. Stray Holes, punk band name. That is a door screw, that's a door screw, that's a door screw, that's a door screw. Those are 2 flatheads that have got to go. I believe those are going on the front. Yeah, those are for the retainer screws for the cable retainer. That's the only screw that's left. That screw has to go in there. It's the only screw left. There's 2 flatheads. Where do those 2 flatheads go? Oh, those are the ones that are holding the cover on. Okay. So those flatheads hold the cover on. This has got to be the right screw for this hole. Because the only stray screw that's left. Let me find just a different key. It's a tight spot to get into. It's going to be the green one. Be a freaking miracle if this printer works after I get it back together. Unless I mix them up, unless the one on this side is shorter, because it went in real easy. Let's see. Okay, this one's shorter by a little bit. Let's see if this longer one fits in here. Nope. One's a coarse thread, one's a fine thread. Okay. So what goes in here? It's the only one I got left. It's the only screw left. It has got to be the one. Oh, here it is. Oy, oy, oy. Now I'm going to wonder where that other screw goes. And this goes in here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay. So what's this screw for? Let's see. Coarse thread for bearing. There we go. Exactly. Yeah. But I got a fine threaded one here now. I do have a hole there. That might have gone in that hole. I have a hole. Let's just stick it in a hole and see if it goes. Oh man. Nope, it doesn't go in there. Okay. Although that looks like it should take a screw. That looks like another screw to help set the heatsink. Let's just double check this. Nope, definitely not. Definitely not. And I don't see any more screws for sure. Oh, I do see one more screw here. Hi. Okay, hang on one. Yeah, you can say your thing. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, okay. There's a screw for there. That's the other heatsink holding him in screw. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us tonight that would like to say hi to everybody. Let me switch cameras. Come here. Right there.
Hi, my name's Ethan. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Now, how old are you, Ethan?
I'm 8.
And how old were you when you first started coming on my stream saying that?
Like 7.
No, you were like 3
Wait,
or 4. Yeah, say goodbye.
Bye.
You need me to log in?
Yeah, okay.
Of course, there's always an ulterior motive. I got to log into something for him.
Now you're going to be annoyed every time I download a game.
Ah, no.
This is your life now.
This is my life now. Yeah, there we go. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Okay. We found a home for that. We got all the screws. We got one spare screw now. I just have to try and figure out where that spare screw goes. I don't see any stray holes. Everything seems nice and snug here. Let me turn around and look on this side. Do I see a spare hole? I see a hole, but I don't think a screw goes into that hole. I don't see any spare holes. Huh. Unless that went up here. No. Okay, well, I can't see where that would go. Unless it was sitting on my desk and I just I cannot see where that screw would go. Both belt clamps screwed, yes. Both belt clamps were screwed back on. Everything underneath there was screwed back on. I've got to actually, while I'm here, I should have done this first, but I've got to figure out, I should have plugged this extruder in. But somehow I've got to try and get in deep in here to get that extruder plugged in, but I think I can do it with tweezers. So I need to get this plug in behind the board on this plug right here on the inside one. I'm really hoping that I can manipulate it in such a way And we got it. I think we got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got that in there, no problem. Okay. And the extruder wires tucked in. Let's see. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Yeah, the extruder wire is kind of just tucked in behind. There's a little clip there. But this just came up sort of, but we don't want that rubbing on the bar. But I can't see that would have, yeah, that can go in beside here. And then there we go, up in there. And then if I use, I don't want to cut them. Last screw is for cable chain. No, I think I got another one, the different one for that. We'll see. I think this is the one. This is the one that came out of the drag chain right here. We'll see. Oh man, I've got a screw loose. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so I'm just gonna manipulate these wires. It's probably easier just to do it one at a time. Come on. Kind of need two hands, but I also kind of need a light. Oh, here, hang on. I know my hands are right in the way here. They must have, either they have special tools when they build these in China, or they have small hands. Or they just know what they're doing. There's three of them, and we'll just get the red one in here, and then we're good to go. Come on, why is it always the last one that's so stubborn? Ah. Good enough for now. Good enough for now. The red one's just being a bit stubborn. Yeah. They're more nimble, yeah. I'm stubborn. I'm gonna try one more thing here. One more thing here. That's bugging me that I didn't get that red wire all the way back. Good enough. Okay, I don't want to wreck the wire. So now we got to put our cable retention thing here. So we need our drag chain back up here. Let's put this back in. It's popped out. There we go. So we need to put our plug this back in like so. This guy went up like so, but we have to put our little retainer. So we have our springs. Okay, and then our 2 screws are here. And then let's get our retainer, which I put right here. Okay. 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 Drag chain. I still have 2 spare screws. Oh my goodness. Oh no, that 1 spare screw, sorry. Okay. Now our cover. Our fan plugs in right here. Fan plug. My hand's going to be in the way, but not much I can do. Okay. Plugged in. Oops, turn it the right way around, it helps. 2 little clips on the top. And it snaps into the side like so. And then we have our 2 screws. One down here. And then one on the other side, right under here. And I have 1 spare screw, 1 leftover screw. Oh man, that's going to bug me. And I'm sure it's not the door. I must have had it lying around. I mean, I don't see anywhere that I'm missing a screw here. So that's it rebuilt. I know. So it's not just me that happens to, right? It's just a little screw. It's this little thing right here. Like, can't be an important screw. I cannot see anywhere where that could have come out of. Anyways, we'll keep it. So, okay. So we are assembled. Thank goodness. So I'm not even going to bother putting the door back on right now. I want to power it up and see what happens. And See if it's actually going to function. But I'm going to have one more look around and see that no, there's no empty holes there. Now, there are 2 empty holes over here, but I'm positive that, well, maybe, hang on one sec. Let me just check. Let me check that one hole. Let me just see. Let me just see. No, it doesn't even fit in there. No, I didn't think those took screws. So there's no screws going in there. And up here, I put those 2 back in. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's anything. Okay. Let's get some power. No smoke. We got lights. Build plate. Can you tell what I printed on it last time? We'll just try a print. I'm not going to bother cleaning that right now. I am going to load filament. New version is found. Okay. We'll download the new version of firmware. I haven't had this thing turned on in forever. I hate it when my Schwartz get twisted. Okay. I have filament. Where did I put it? I know where I put it, but where did I put? It's right here. Right here. Oh, those are still brand new. Okay, well, let's just use the one they gave us. No, that's white. I don't want to use white. Let's use black. What's this, gray? Yeah, let's use some gray. It's downloading software. It's just updating its firmware right now. So this is the one of the initial rolls that came with the printer. It's their HP Ultra PLA, which is supposed to be like for high-speed printing, I guess. Oops, helps if I put the PTFE tube back in I took out for filament. Okay, this went in here. Come on. Come on. There you go, clippy. Clip. And where did I put the clip? Where did I put you? I know I put the other clip down somewhere where I wouldn't lose it. Not the end of the world, though. It's the end of the world as I know it. That's okay. People are going to tune into this stream later because it says Voron broke my Voron 2.4, and it's going to be a stream all about Creality K1 upgrade. That's going to be funny. Well, for me, it will be. Okay, let's just feed this up through the TPFE tube. Filament sensor, which doesn't seem to really want to work. I have trouble squishing it up through here. There we go. No, you don't. You don't want to sneak off that roll and unwind on me, do you? No, you really don't. Right into the hot end. Have we upgraded yet? After upgrade, please recalibrate before starting the printing task. Okay, fair enough. Detecting options. Let's do input shaping and auto leveling. Shall we? Here. Just because. So we're going to do input shaping and auto leveling. Start. Look at that cinematic view. Oh, I forgot to put... this cap back on the extruder. Can I do it before that gets up? There, good, done it, got it, done it. Did it in a minute. Here, you want a better camera view of what's going on there? Of course you do. I'm a poor host that likes to try to show you the most. Here, I'll even bless you with focus. Right now it's just doing the, it sounds like it's doing input shaping right now. Oh, I didn't put the camera in. Oh well. No, that plastic part doesn't take a screw, Richard. That's the first thing I looked at. It just snaps on. Oh, man. First thing I looked at. Do not touch the printer during self-check. Just tell them this is what happens when Creality sponsors a Voron video. There you go. Yeah, I totally forgot about this, about the camera. I'll have to read how to put that on, though, because I have no clue where that goes. I don't even see a wire for it. I'm going to assume it goes up in this corner here somewhere. I'm not touching the printer. But, yeah, I'll have to look up how the camera goes in. I'll save that for another time. I just want to get this printer printing. I've only ever printed one thing on it. Sudden shock through fingertip. If I have printing qualities and I continuously have printing quality, I'm going to blame it on that stray screw. Oh, there's the plug for the camera right there. I'll bet that's the plug for the camera. I shouldn't have touched that. But there's a stray. I don't know if you can see it if I do this. You can see right through there. There's a stray plug right there, just sitting there, a plug. So I'll bet that's for the camera. did it. He did it. He did it. He did it in a minute. Now it's still doing input shaping according to the screen. Oh, now we're auto leveling. I can touch it now. The input shaping's done. I know you're going to comment about the dust on my bed. That's okay. I think it's got to warm itself up to auto level. Well, it's auto leveling. Oh, just did something. While it's doing that, I'm going to look and see. I'm pretty sure I have the software installed for this, so I can run a print and see. I'll actually do one. I'll just do one of its test prints. What the heck? Richard McLean, $10. Thank you so much, Richard McLean. Let's see. That is sit down between steps, rest your back. Yes, I am. Thank you so much. And you get yourself
Super Chat.
Thank you so much, Richard. Appreciate that. And you know, I got to say it. Okay, this thing's going to do its auto leveling, but you know what? Imagine if it had a beacon probe on it. Well, the fan's working. Richard. Okay, do I have this software? Creality. Pretty sure I do. What's it called again? Creality Print. It's probably got an update too. I haven't opened it in a long time. No. Interesting. Leveling would be fast with a beacon. I think it, yeah, it did. It heated the bed. Probably heated the nozzle too. Haven't loaded filament yet. Jim gives us enough ham to keep meat off the diet. Yeah, I do. Okay. Once this is done, we'll load some filament. We'll just run a test print and call it a night. And that means it'll be, other than one stray screw, it'll be a successful update. I'm going to have a look at this extruder while that's doing its thing. Fascinating, these extruders. So shiny and pretty. Could always keep it as a spare. You have 3 spools of filament that have no labels. You've had them for a while. How would you tell what kind of plastic they are? Try printing them. They have to be either PLA or ABS. Well, that's simple. Send one with a model thinking it's PLA, and if it prints crappy, you know it's ABS. You're better off to do it with the temperature too low and get under extrusion than you are to do it too hot and get, you know, a misinformation. I've done that before, accidentally put ABS thinking it was PLA, and you'll just get a crappy print. It'll look terrible. Versus burning the filament if you assume it's ABS and it's not. That's what I would do. Hey, no problem, Richard. And it was funny. It happened to me about a month ago. It was at my office, and it was Prusament ABS red, and I had a job a customer wanted in red PLA. I just looked up and saw Prusament red. It didn't even dawn on me that I had Prusament ABS, so I started to run it, and I was frustrated because I kept retrying, reslicing, couldn't figure out why it was printing so crappy, and then one day I was looking at, it was 2 days later or something, I'd given up on it. I looked at the box. I said, this filament's crap. I went to put it away, read the box. It was ABS. So, yeah, it happens. Oh, I think they redesigned this nozzle because weren't some people at the beginning of this printer, weren't some people having an issue with the heat throat breaking or snapping off right there? I think people were having an issue with that breaking, which is why they redesigned the hot end. I'll bet that's exactly what it was. And it said self-check complete. Okay, so we'll go back. Let's go to the home menu. That's where do I load filament? It's been so long. Tools, network camera. Okay, we'll put the camera in another time, but exclude, retract. Let's heat it up anyways. I want to heat it. I want to heat it to 220. Not 22.0, 220. Okay. And then we're gonna 30 millimeters. I figured they'd have a loading program. Maybe they do. I haven't updated the firmware or anything on this. So, hey, Jack Faxon. Or set the nozzle to PLA temps. Touch the filament to it. If it melts, it's PLA. Well, you can still melt ABS at 210. ABS will melt at 210. It just won't be the best. Because as I say, I printed it thinking it was PLA, and it prints, but it just prints really crappy. Okay, once this gets to 220, we will extrude. Just to get it loaded. I don't know if this has a load feature on it or not. Well, we are extruding now. We're pulling filament, but probably not nearly enough. I don't see anything coming out. Here, let's switch to this. Well, you can't even see it. Let me turn the printer a bit. There we go. Extrude again. Oh yeah, there's filament coming now. There we go. There we go. Woohoo, stringy. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I believe you. That's enough. There we go. Whoops. Ow, 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 that's hot. Ah, yeah. Okay, let's see if they have a, test file here. Okay, let's go home, folder, 600 speed test, Benchy, Wobble X. Oh, I have done a few things on here. Okay, let's go ahead and just do this test here. What the heck? Print. That's the speed test model. Let's just do that one. Turn this way. Back this up. Let's raise it a bit. Oh, I got some string going on here. There we go. And we'll see if something falls apart because of that missing screw. I burnt my finger. Thanks, Andrew. Okay. And we're heating, and we're going to start printing any second. Purging the nozzle. Jet engines. Be a little quieter if I put the lid on. But I don't want to put the lid on right now. I got my PTFE tube sort of twisted the wrong way for the lid. Why are we going? Oh, we're going down to 170. It's probably going to do an auto level first, or a mesh, so we don't make a mesh. No blood yet. No, just burning. And all we got to do after this, put that camera in, and then Bob will be our uncle. Okay. Little pre-print routine here. Anytime. Seriously? Seriously? You need a beacon. Okay. Looks like we got to wait a few minutes for it to do a mesh. Sharp tweezers in the blade when I was taking the glue off. Yeah. No blood yet. Oh, I cut myself plenty. Don't worry. Don't ask me how, but tip of that finger right there last week building a Lazy Susan. Yeah. I hate tip of finger cuts, especially on an index finger, because that's probably, it's a heavily used finger. That doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound good. But anyways, I just hate fingertip cuts. They can be a pain, literally. Anybody want to spare a Creality hot end? I'll keep this for future reference of non-referential references. With the extruder. That's just dust on my plate. I haven't cleaned the build plate, apprentice. This is the Creality K1, although you probably knew that. I don't know why my plate's so dusty. Sure, touch your plate while it's doing a mesh level. Okay, I think you're done. Good. Are you going to print now? Please? Oh, come on. Was it because I touched you? Now it looks like it's doing some kind of a quad thing. .467 leveling? What is this? I guess I'll be okay if you print good. Okay, now the nozzle's heating up a little. No, it's not. Yeah, there we go, 240. Okay. And we're going to print. A good dumb question of the night. If I have my LEDs showing and they're getting negative voltage, can I invert the command like I have with the steppers? Or do I have to switch wires? Oh, that's a great question. I think you could do either one. You should, as long as, I think you could do either one. Okay, here we go. We're going to print. We're going to print. Yay, we got a purge line. When are you going to speed up? This is slow. Well, we are printing. Looks good. This should be going quicker, though. There we go. You may think it's fast, but I've actually sped the camera up. No, I haven't. I'm kidding. What do you mean? I'm back on reduction, take this token, I'm going to make it faster. I'm going to do that. Passing, I'm going to make it pretty fast. I'm going to passing, passing, I'm going to 38%. That is pretty fast. Get some helium. Richard, this is the Creality K1. This is the original K1. I think they've come out with a I think they've come out with an updated version, but this, this has the upgraded kit that we just put on it tonight. It is looking really good so far. It's so blurry, my camera. Like, what shutter speed I'm at right there? I don't know. Oops, that's not a good view. Here, let's try that. See if that works a little better. That's a little better. That's a better shutter speed. And we are at, we'll just let this finish. We're at 62%. So obviously that screw that that spare screw isn't really critically important unless this thing just falls apart now. I don't know if any of you remember when I first got this printer and I opened it and did the test print and everything, the bed fell off. The bed screws were loose. I could probably get that smoother. I could probably go up to, let's see, and then if I go ahead and change my exposure, my f-stop is 100. Oops. Open it up to F2. There. That's 100th of a second. Rocked it so hard the bed fell off. The screw was for slowing down the printer, probably. It's pretty good for it's a vase. Obviously, it's doing vase mode right now. 84%. Man knocked out on stream by hot end. 91%. It's done. It's done. Okay, let's pop it off of here real quick. Hard to tell with gray filament. Let's see if this is any better. But that's basically all it printed was this little guy with a brim around it. So it did pretty good. There we go. And it's pretty strong. Nice clean lines, clean layers. It's just a speed test print, nothing specific. Hey, Joe Galaska. Just a speed test print. Prints pretty quick. Let's just, for the heck, poops and giggles. What are we at? 7:35. Let's see what else was on that test card. I haven't got anything sliced for this thing. Let's just see. Maybe. And again, I don't know if that hot end upgrade we just did, the hot end and extruder upgrade, are improving things. They probably are, because they're, you know, we did the they had the upgrades out for a reason. But God, I hate to do this, but I really hate to do this. But I think there's a benchy on here. Cat. We'll print a cat, and that'll be it. I gotta put this back to where it was. There we go. I'm gonna start a cat printing, and then we'll go. Hey, John, how are you, sir? Thank you for popping on. That printed pretty quick. That was good. And the print looks good. Did I throw it out? Oh, it's right here. Print looked pretty good. I can't focus on the back of my hand. Now focus on this. There you go. Well, we'll do a couple test prints and just see how they goes. I mean, the speed test print worked really well. Printed that in what, 10 minutes? So now we're just going to try the file called cat, and then I'll actually try some actual prints off screen. So those of you that just joined us, we replaced the extruder. They sent a new extruder. We replaced the hot end. So this was the old hot end. We replaced that. Okay. And the only thing we didn't put in is in the kit also came with a camera. But I kind of forgot to put the camera on. But I think that spare, there's a wire you can see right there. That's a spare plug. So I'm assuming that is going to be for the camera. And that the camera is going to mount in here somewhere. Yeah. I just have to look up the instructions for how that's being done. Meowsing. Just lasering and stalking me. Okay, that's okay, John. I welcome stalkers, especially you. I'm just curious where that camera's going to mount. I'll leave the lid off for now. I don't like that lid, doesn't fit the best. It needed to be a higher top. Okay, we'll let this start, and then we're going to call it a stream. Once this gets going, I'm hungry. It's almost 7:40. It is 7:40 local time. That speed test print turned out really good. And it is strong layer lines. Oh, I just broke it. Look at that. But it took a little bit of breaking to do, a little bit of doing to break. Ah, such a waste of plastic. It is loud. Yeah, if I stand over by, well, just now, it's not too bad now. It's just doing its mesh leveling now, but yeah. It's 8:40. 7:40. You're an hour behind. An hour behind. Speaking of our behind, no, I'm kidding. There we go. I enjoy live streaming. Daylight savings. Oh, everything. Even my car automatically changes now. I don't have to worry about that. I know, bad mesh again, because these are test files that are already on the printer. Yeah, but it's almost done. Then we're just going to see how well it starts, and then we're going to just let it go and say goodnight to everybody, and and thank everybody for being on here. Over here now. Come over here. Come on. Come on. Over here. Good printer. Oh, this one's only heating up to 220, so it's probably not going to print as fast. But sure heats up fast. It went from 140 to right now it's at 200. And now it's at 205, 210, 215, and 221. There we go. That heats pretty quick. I think in the slicer I can tell it to do a mesh or not do a mesh. I just don't like to mesh it up. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Here, tell you what. Oh, focus. There we go. Focus there. Good first layer, except for that one little flaw right there. Yeah, I know. Autofocus gets confused. Unless I do that, then it pretty much covers it. Well, that's pretty well it. It's going. It's printing. It's successful. So I would say that we did a successful update on that printer, other than, as I say, one stray screw that I didn't know where it went. And now it just fell on the floor behind, so it's gone. What screw? So I just got to put the door on, and then we're pretty much it, and the camera, and put the camera on, and we're pretty much it. But thank you, everybody. Hey, Collie, I'm just about to call it right now. Call it Emily the Creality Cat. I will. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been great. It's almost 3 hours long now, so we want to get going. Thank you so much, Richard McLean, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much. And thank you so much for watching. I'm going to, hopefully through the week, get the issue with that 2.4 Voron solved. It's just software, is all it is. And I'm sure I'll get it working eventually. I just have to be patient with it and figure out why. So thank you very much, everybody. And everybody have a wonderful week. And we will catch you guys next time on DeWitt 3D Canada. Don't forget to spread the word. Tell people to like and subscribe, and just help me get my counts up there a little bit better. So talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. Have a great evening and have a wonderful week. Bye for now.